You think money buys you service. You have no idea how invisible the difference is until you see how the elite access the world. Imagine this. You're calling a concierge service, credit card in hand. You expect efficiency, a seamless booking, maybe a restaurant recommendation. What you don't realize is that the voice on the other end, the one promising to assist you, is already categorizing you. Not by your tone or your request, but by the card number you're about to read, by the tier of access you currently inhabit. This isn't about politeness. It's about a meticulously calibrated system designed to deliver a specific level of service or lack thereof based purely on your perceived value within their ecosystem. Level 1. The standard tourist access. This is where most people begin. You've booked a flight, maybe a hotel, and you're calling the general concierge line provided by your travel agent or a basic credit card. The phone rings, a generic jingle plays for 30 seconds, then a voice. Thank you for calling. How may I help you? You ask for a reservation at that buzzing new restaurant everyone's talking about, Le Petit Gourmet. The concierge pulls up a public booking system. They see no availability for the next 3 weeks. They tell you this directly, perhaps offering a list of alternatives they can actually get you into, places with open tables, not necessarily exclusive. You feel a slight pang of disappointment, but you accept it. After all, it's a popular spot. You're just one more caller in a queue of thousands, all seeking the same limited access. Your interaction lasts maybe 5 minutes, a transaction of information, nothing more. You're treated efficiently but impersonally, a data point in their daily call log. The system processes your request, and if it's not readily available, it moves on. Level 2. The premium cardholder experience. Now you've upgraded. You carry a platinum or black card, one that advertises exclusive concierge services. When you call, the jingle is slightly more refined, shorter. The voice that answers is still professional, but there's a subtle warmth, a hint of recognition if you've called before. You ask for Le Petit Gourmet. This time the concierge doesn't just check the public system. They have a direct line, an internal portal, a relationship. They know the maitre d'. They might say, let me see what I can do. It's fully booked, but I know the manager there. You hear a few clicks, maybe a brief pause. They're not just looking, they're working. 5 minutes later, they're back. I managed to secure a table for you at 8 p.m., but it's at the bar, not a main dining room table. You feel a surge of triumph. You got in. You're getting special treatment, or so you think. What you don't see is the favor being called in, the small allocation of premium tables held back precisely for these types of calls. You're still part of a system, but you've moved up a notch, gaining access to a slightly less visible layer of availability. The transaction is still there, but now it's wrapped in a veneer of personalized effort, making you feel valued, even as the concierge moves on to the next premium client. Level 3. The private wealth management tier. You're not just a cardholder now, you're a client. Your bank manages a significant portion of your net worth, and with that comes a dedicated private banker who, in turn, has their own dedicated concierge team. You don't call a general number, you call your private banker, or they've introduced you directly to a specific concierge whose name you know. Good morning, Sarah, you say. I'd like to dine at Le Petit Gourmet tonight. Sarah doesn't check a system. She sends a text message. She knows the owner, not just the maitre d'. There's no availability. There's only, where would you like to sit? She might even suggest, I'll have them hold a specific bottle of your preferred wine if you like. Within minutes, your phone rings. Mr. Smith, your table for 2 at 8 p.m. is confirmed. They're looking forward to welcoming you. You don't just get a table. You get a preferred table, perhaps the quiet corner you always favor. There's no bar seating here. Your profile, meticulously maintained by your private bank, includes your dining preferences, your allergies, even your favorite sommelier. The service is proactive, anticipatory. You're not asking for access. You're being granted it seamlessly, almost as if it were always there. This isn't a favor. It's an entitlement, a core benefit of your financial relationship. The concierge isn't just fulfilling a request. They're curating an experience, ensuring every detail aligns with the expectations that come with your level of wealth. Level 4. The ultra-high net worth ghost service. You're beyond wealth management. You're a name whispered with reverence, a force that moves markets. You don't make requests. Your intentions are anticipated. You don't call a concierge. Your personal assistant communicates directly with an team of embedded concierges. These aren't just service providers. They are architects of your reality. You mention, perhaps idly, that you're considering a trip to Paris next month and wouldn't mind trying Le Petit Gourmet. This isn't a request for a reservation. It's a signal. Within hours, your assistant confirms. Not just a table, but the entire chef's table experience has been arranged for your party of 6 for next Tuesday, with the new tasting menu curated specifically to your dietary preferences, and the sommelier has sourced that rare 1990 Romanée Conti you mentioned admiring. You don't even see the mechanics of it. There's no, sorry, we're booked. There's no, let me see what I can do. There's simply the fulfillment of an unstated desire. The restaurant doesn't just hold a table, they adjust their entire operation. Perhaps the chef cancels prior commitments. Maybe a private dining room is magically made available, or even an entire evening is subtly reprioritized around your presence. They know your jet's flight plan, your preferred security detail, the exact temperature you like your car to be upon arrival. This isn't about getting a reservation. It's about the world subtly reconfiguring itself to accommodate your trajectory. You exist in a sphere where no is an irrelevant concept, and your desires manifest as reality, almost before you consciously articulate them. The concierge team operates not in response to your needs, but in anticipation of them, like a highly sophisticated invisible operating system running your life. Level 5. The hyper-bespoke unbuyable access. At this apex, money isn't even the primary currency. It's influence, network, and a legacy of trust. You don't have a concierge. You have a discrete network of individuals at the highest echelons of global power who owe you favors, or whose interests are inextricably linked with yours. You don't ask for le petit gourmet. You express a passing interest in a specific obscure dish from the chef's childhood, a dish that isn't on any menu, hasn't been cooked in decades. The chef isn't contacted by a service. He receives a personal call from a mutual acquaintance, perhaps a head of state or a titan of industry. The request isn't for a reservation. It's an invitation to a private, intimate culinary event, crafted solely for you and a select few. The restaurant might close its doors to the public for the evening. The chef doesn't just recreate a dish. He tells the story behind it, sharing personal memories with you. You're not just dining. You're experiencing an intimate, unrepeatable cultural moment. Access here isn't transactional. It's relational. It's built on decades of mutual benefit, shared secrets, and an understanding that certain doors open only for those who are not just wealthy, but deeply woven into the fabric of global power. There are no systems, no tiers, no credit cards. There is only a quiet nod, a knowing glance, and the immediate, unquestioning orchestration of an experience that exists outside the realm of public possibility. You're not just a client. You are the exception, the one for whom the rules bend, then break, and finally cease to exist. You started this journey thinking money buys service. You've now seen how, at its highest echelons, it doesn't just buy service. It orchestrates reality itself. From a simple phone call met with a no availability to a world that seamlessly reconfigures around your unstated desires, the difference isn't just in the speed or quality of service. It's in the fundamental nature of access. You wanted a table. They gave you a world. And as you step out of that restaurant, the city lights shimmering around you, you realize the true power isn't in what you can buy, but in what the world will simply asterisk give you without ever having to ask.